Good morning, and thank you for staying with us or for joining us, whichever one applies. Thank you very much. This is Sunrise. I'm Dennis, and this is TK. And in studio with us this morning, we have the author of Future Makers. He's an author now, you know, as if he wasn't doing enough stuff already. Joel Nomdarkham, and the festival director of the Jamaica Book Festival, Latoya West-Blackwood. No strangers in these parts, here to tell us today about the Future Makers Read Across Jamaica initiative. It is a national literacy and impact campaign designed to inspire students across the island through storytelling and career exploration. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have both
First of all,
here.
I just want to say, like, anytime you guys are on the show, individually or otherwise, like, I can always expect an interesting conversation because you're always up to something. Like, where you come up with these ideas?
What's insane is that we're on like probably 10 hours, 8 hours of sleep because we just got back to Jamaica yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
So we were out again doing something interesting at in Trinidad and Tobago at the Book Literary Festival. So we went there, had a great time. We're, you know, getting into the festival spaces is always good to kind of learn something new. We had a great time speaking with students there. It's
500.
500 students. It was great. So we always have something
Welcome
interesting.
back home. Thanks for being here at the crack of dawn.
But tell us about Future Makers.
Oh my God, I don't even know. It was a conversation that started with Latoya and I 3 years ago. We were having coffee and I'm like, Latoya, you know, because Latoya has done extensive work in the literacy space.
Oh yeah,
and I said, Latoya, I keep going to schools and everybody keep asking me, whenever I introduce myself and I say I'm a journalist, they're like, what is that? I said, we have to fix it. And that's really where the conversation started. And now 2 years later, we have a book telling kids about creative careers.
Yeah.
All right, the creative careers. I mean, are these? I mean, it's now in vogue to be a creative, but like, what is a creative career? Because there are so many parents, as a teacher in the classroom, there are so many students who say, "I want to do it," but my parents say no because there's no career in it. What is a creative career?
Yeah, so the parents saying no goes back to something that's both a reality and a perception. In terms of how we treat creativity, that comes almost natural to us as Jamaicans, right? But we don't have a very defined ecosystem that says to people that what you like and that you're very good at, that's also creative, can be a career, and it's something that you can be trained in, you can turn into a viable business, all of these things. So what really excited me about this project was taking my own knowledge about the cultural and creative industries and then working with Joel to interpret that in a way that will connect with children and also help parents and other stakeholders to realize that creativity is not something that if you're not bright, you do, or it's a hobby, right? It can actually, you have a whole world of careers out there that are legitimate, that people earn from, and that people generate a positive impact and have fun with.
But Joel, when I look at the book, it looks like it's a teaching tool. It looks like it looks like it's something that you take with you to a workshop. And so like you go and it could almost be like slides that you flip through. And like, so you're now using it for a teachable moment. Is that?
That's definitely it. You know, I think there's the good thing about the book is that it's based in research. So, you know, having volunteered with reading across the country, started out with boys in particular, that was the motivation to recognize that there is no way this book couldn't have been something very colorful and attractive. So we started out with the notion that kids learn visually, they like to see colorful things, and we wanted them to get the message in addition to also being excited. So we have very short blurbs explaining what each career is that they can understand.
Representation matters.
We have communication strategists, right? So they're learning while looking at
and look, and when you
Communication
hold on,
strategists.
and when you get old, they put senior on top of it.
So we designed it that way. We really wanted them to be able to see it and also want to pick it up and also learn from it as well.
And be interested by it. What I love about this is that you are sharing with, you know, young people things that maybe their parents don't know how to share
can't
with them. They
explain,
don't know.
or they don't
even know. Because a lot of these things
because
are
the truth is that
new.
some of these jobs did not exist
That's what
10
I'm saying.
years
They're
ago.
like new.
That is why I like it, because there are
brilliant.
occupations that were not occupations in our economy.
Yes.
Brilliant.
It's reflective of the modernization that's taking place in our economy, and so it's a book that's going to be relevant for a few years to come.
Absolutely, and it has been, you know, a key part of it as well, based in research. The title, Future Makers, there's an R in sign language, which is very intentional. We would have engaged the Danny Williams School for the Deaf on some of our projects.
That one
They
flew over my head, by the
for
way.
the project. So we have the R in sign language, and all there are some QR codes in the book as well. Once scanned takes you to the YouTube videos to meet the actual professionals, and all the videos have Jamaican Sign Language embedded. So the born accessibility aspect of it is also key. Working with the Hope Valley Experimental School, that's where I went. So working with people with disability has always been a part of my journey. I wanted to ensure that the book also captured all of that.
Yeah.
What I mean, this book is a. This book is a very Latoya Blackwood book. Like, I mean, you've done it again. I mean, is this something that gives you great pleasure when you see a product come to
that's been my mission. So moving from a political scientist to publisher, that's my thing. Like, once I realized that I could turn what I love, which is reading, knowledge, all of this, into a career, and then use that to help the next generation in terms of unlocking things that your imagination is powerful. Being able to see beyond where you're at and think of your things in yourself in this bigger picture is important. And the inclusive part of it, in terms of the inclusive publishing, is very important to me, because I don't think we realize when we're designing things that we take for granted, like reading and books, in a Jamaican context, that children with disabilities exist.
Yeah.
There are children who are deaf, they're blind, and they need to understand and be up to date with these things as well, and have access to it. So it's just been a very exciting project. I think one of the things that we're enjoying is that we designed it for a target audience, but each time we interact with another group and adults, like, they are getting more excited about the book.
Number one.
Because,
immediately,
you know, as Dennis said, you know, they're discovering new careers that they didn't think of. We have several friends who are doctors and dancers, visual artists and a pilot or whatever. And, you know, we also want our children to understand that kind of, you know, duality, in terms of you don't have to be any one thing and put yourself in this box. You can be, you know, several.
What you guys doing for Read Across? Speaking of reading and careers, what you doing for Read Across Jamaica Day?
It's so exciting, because last year we were reading other people's books.
Okay, now
Today we have a network of only over 30 volunteers across the island, from Portland to Westmoreland to St. James, and we put a call out. I'm like, listen, I'm looking for volunteers to read my book in schools. We had over 50 people signed up, 30 of them were available for today. So they're going out to all the schools starting 9 a.m. this morning. We head down to Holy Family Primary.
We're doing about 6 schools.
Team CVM is heading down to St. George's Girls with us.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going, Dennis. Thank you.
So, you know, our fantastic partners, the Sandals Foundation, who have been a rock for this project. We had one meeting with them and they purchased 1,000 copies.
And I need to add a plug. So in terms of the accessibility, Sandal support has also allowed us to work with Book Fusion, a locally developed platform, international reach, to deliver some digital tools in terms of schools having access to the book. So the guidance counselors and teachers will have licenses, access each school. We have given licenses to 10 schools. So they'll have digital access via Book Fusion for this publication.
And real quick, for those of us who not have digital access to we're in a school, but we want the book, how does one get access to the book? Where do we get it?
So there's Amazon, which is Future Makers, a guide to 30 creative careers, and our local partner Morgan's Creek, the fantastic Morgan's Creek. They are stocked at the store, so you can head there at Sovereign Center and purchase the book.
Morgan's Creek, Sovereign, and Amazon.com. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. I'm already looking forward to the next conversation. I mean, whether it's this year or next year, I know it's going to be something great. Thank you very much.
And I'm doing more than looking for. I'm going to be reading your book soon.
got books
Yeah.
At Saint at the school that you said. St. George's Girls.
As a volunteer.
Thank you so much. As a volunteer,
Thank you very
right?
much.
So
Thank
many
you.
thanks to Joel Nomdarkham, author of Future Makers, and Latoya West-Blackwood, Festival Director of Jamaica Book Festival, for stopping by. Now there's more sunrise coming up right after the break. So hey, no matter get up, not gonna wear. Stay right here.
Dreaming big is my responsibility.